What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on a reflection for week 5. I want to talk about some winners and losers. Also, I want to talk about a couple waiver wire additions that we're going to be doing tomorrow. And tomorrow I will concentrate mostly on the waiver wire guys, but I want to mention them today. And I just want to talk about a few things. I think we need to restart reflecting. I think it's good for both of us. It's good for me to let y'all know how well we can also assess how I did, and we can assess some of the moves that you made. And I think it'll make us better fantasy players. It'll hold both of us accountable, so that way we can grow. Sorry guys about that. That way we can grow with our fantasy breakdown. So guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. I see you, Joel. What's up, bruh? All right, so let's talk about some of these games. I'm gonna go through these games. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on the games, but if y'all got any questions or anything, just put it in the chat. And if you super chat, I'll get to you immediately. But if not, guys, I'm gonna kind of just go through some of these games and talk about it, and y'all can comment with me or whatever. What's up, Ed Tay? What's up, Andre? What's up, Tron? So let's talk about the early. Let's go back and talk about the Buccaneers and Falcons. Listen, Kirk Cousins' career has changed. And I've told y'all that, and y'all know how y'all said, and I don't want to say y'all. It's not everybody, so excuse me for using y'all with my country slang. But you know how a lot of people said that Daniel Jones is garbage, and Baker Mayfield has always been better than Daniel Jones, and Sam Darnold suck. You said Kirk Cousins sucked 3 or 4 years ago. He can't play. He just get a lot of garbage time yards. You said the Baker Mayfield sucked. I'm telling you, these players don't suck. You have to give them time, and they have to get with the right offensive coordinator. Sometimes they never get with the right offensive coordinator, and they never really have their chance in the limelight. So I want y'all to be slow to start calling these guys and start saying they suck. Now listen, if you just want to say, well, TD, let me be a fan and let me just speak my vernacular when I'm mad at my team or mad at an NFL game. I understand it. I don't want to be disingenuous and tell y'all to act like y'all are professional, and you can't even basically just speak your piece. Man, he sucked. I'm mad at him because he didn't play good. I understand that. But these guys don't suck. You just got to be patient. So going to the game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kirk Cousins, these are good quarterbacks now. They are top 5 guys. Whoever would have thought 2 years ago that these would have been top 5 guys? That's why and I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I always told y'all, these guys don't suck. They just need the right offensive coordinator. Let's see here. Oh, messages. Okay. So the game, man, let's talk about the Buccaneers. I loved Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin didn't have more points than Mike Evans. But I still love Chris Godwin. I like Chris Godwin over Mike Evans. Now, listen, Mike Evans has been balling. I told y'all to fade him because I think that early in the season he's going to ball out. But as the season goes on, he's going to get hamstring injuries, and his trajectory is going to go down. That's the reason why I told you to fade Mike Evans. But we all know Mike Evans is a Hall of Fame guy. I just don't want him for my team, and I still feel that way because I just don't trust him weekly like the high end guys. But he can win you a week if you can get him as your wide receiver 2 or 3. Mike Evans is great. I love to have Mike Evans on my team for a wide receiver 2 or 3. But as my number 1 wide receiver, I don't want him. But Baker Mayfield is going to be hyper targeting these 2 guys. So Chris Godwin and Mike Evans going to have big weeks, and they can have big weeks together. Bucky Irvin is the only guy that I want. I think Rashard White is trending down, but he's going to be okay. He's going to be solid for you. Mike Evans is going to be solid for you. So just know that these guys are going to be volatile sometimes. I think the only guy that you can trust really is Chris Godwin. I think Mike Evans is going to have some bad weeks, but he's going to have some boom weeks too. But I think Chris Godwin is going to be consistent, giving you about 14, 15 points every single week. Moving on to the Falcons, guys. Kirk Cousins is a new quarterback. He is playing out of his mind, so I like Kirk Cousins. If you got Kirk Cousins, start him every week. That's what we know. B. John, start him every week. Don't worry. B. John not playing. That's last week. We got to keep moving forward. He's going to be healthy. He's going to be fine. He's never going to get 100% of the carries. We don't want him to get 100% of the carries. We don't want him to get hurt. We want him to get honey touches. And I believe they will start giving him touches around the goal line. Moving on, guys. Let's move on to, I don't want to get redundant here. Let's talk about the Jets and Vikings game. Braylon Allen still the best running back on the team. They just struggling. I told y'all to buy low on Garrett Wilson. I love Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson is going to always get hyper-targeted. Even if Devontae Adams goes there, I still like Garrett Wilson. So hold on to Garrett Wilson. Alan Lazard is just a touchdown guy. If you play him, you're just looking for a touchdown. Anybody else, I don't trust. Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't start him. I'm pretty sure you can go to the waivers and find somebody until you see them produce some good games, and then you can go back to Aaron Rodgers. Don't drop him in a super flex league, but in a single quarterback league, you can drop him. All right. As far as the Vikings, they are a really great team, great defense. Aaron Jones did get hurt. I think Ty Chandler is going to be a great backup. So if you got him and Aaron Jones don't play, I think he's an okay flex play for this coming up week 6. I believe you can play Ty Chandler. Jordan Addison, I love Jordan Addison. I think you need to be buying low on him. I don't care about what type of game he had. I think he's a buy low opportunity. Justin Jefferson is him. I don't have to talk about Justin Jefferson. We all know what Justin Jefferson is. And TJ Hockenson is coming back. So Sam Darnold is going to get more weapons. So Sam Darnold, if somebody was a little worried about him, maybe you can try to apply. If you got one of these, like a Deshaun Watson, and you want to try to get Sam Darnold, go get him. I'm not telling you to trade Deshaun Watson for him because it's not going to happen, but you can try to accumulate Sam Darnold in different ways. So I love Sam Darnold. As far as going forward, let's go through some more of these other games. Let's go to the Panthers and Bears game. Panthers, we sealed Andy Dalton came back. And we knew that could happen. We was hoping that he could keep these weapons valuable. He couldn't. Deontay Johnson, and I want to apologize right now for Deontay Johnson. I told a lot of you to play Deontay Johnson, and I made that move, and I would tell you again to play him. But we see that now that certain matchups, Andy Dalton is not going to play well, so that's going to hurt those weapons. Now, Chuba Hubbard is a guy that you start every single week no matter what. I don't care who they playing. But when they're pass weapons, like Deontay Johnson and Xavier Leggett, if they playing against a tough team, a tough secondary, I'm not starting none of the guys. That's where I'm at with Deontay. I love Deontay. I'm only going to start him against great matchups. I need to see him play against some tough teams before I can just play him against anybody. We haven't got to that game yet, Kales. We will get to that game. We will get to talking about Tank. I haven't got to the waiver wire guys yet either. I'm just breaking down the games from last week. But yes, I'm starting Chuba anytime. Xavier Leggett and Deontay is game dependent script. So I like Deontay. I like Xavier Leggett, but you only can play him in spot starts when the matchup looks great. As far as the Bears, Caleb Williams, I told y'all to hold on to him. He's getting better. Hopefully you're not doing this. Oh, now you look on Caleb, but if he have a bad game, now you off for Caleb. You got to stay on Caleb. If you're on Kyler Murray, you got to stay on Kyler Murray. If you're on Joe Flacco, you have to stay on Joe Flacco. Because if you go and you get tilted, you always going to be sitting around. It's almost like a dude sitting around every time a girl make him mad, he want a new girlfriend. You will always need a new girlfriend if you get mad every time somebody does something that you don't like. That's going to happen. Every time a player has a bad game and you want to get off of them, I think that's bad. That's really bad fantasy. I don't care if you want to start Bryce Young. That's fine. I'm not the one to tell you not to start Bryce Young. But if you mad at Bryce Young because he have a bad game, then you want to drop him. But he have a good game, then you want to play him. Don't be like that. These guys are going to be okay. You just got to start them. They studs. They're going to have their games. If you chose them in the offseason, you play them every single week. Because if you trust them, they're going to get better. Look at Jamar Chase the first 4 weeks. We trust him because we've seen it. So it's different with Jamar, right? You should do that with every single player. You don't get mad when Jamar had 5 points. Who got mad at Jamar the first week of the season? Who got mad at Jamar last season? Nobody, right? We didn't get mad. You don't get mad at you just keep starting these guys, and then they end up breaking out. Same thing with Brian Thomas Jr. He had some bad games the first couple of weeks. He kind of, I don't know. Look at him now. Oh, now it's time to get him. Now it's time to play him. No, you should have been already having him on your team. And depending on your team, you could have started him or sit him waiting for him to boom. Like waiting for him to show you that you can start him on a weekly basis. So the Bears, Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, they start every single week. DJ showed you what he could do. Now you can trust DJ. He played good with Caleb Williams. Now you can trust DJ. Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze, that's up to you. I don't think they there yet, but if you want to play them, you can. Caleb Williams is going to have some big games. They coming. I like real big games. He's going to get better every single week. Moving on, let's go to the Dolphins and Patriots game. We knew this was going to be a defensive game. A-Chain, we know he's volatile. He would go down. I don't care. I don't care about A-Chain. Now, listen, would I care if he had Tua and he's been balling? Maybe a little bit more, but I already know what A-Chain. When I drafted A-Chain in the summer, I knew this guy could be out the whole season. See, that's how I draft. A lot of you draft, you think that I'm like, oh, I just like A-Chain and I forgot that he got hurt. I don't forget. I know what he is, but I'm willing to take the boom. If he miss a week, it's good for him. They got a bye week coming up. I'm okay with that. Wait till Tua come back. They'll be fine. Tyreek Hill going to be fine. Jalen Water going to be fine. Tua's going to be fine. Now, listen, if Tua go down with another injury, the only thing that concerns me is Mike McDaniel's going to continue to roll out Taylor Huntley? Taylor Huntley? Is he going to continue to do that, or is he going to go get a quarterback like Joe Flacco or a great bench guy? Then I'm good. Because somebody's going to be the service Tyreek Hill and Jalen Water. Somebody's going to be able to do it. So, I'm okay with all my Dolphins guys. Actually, I think they got a bye week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know, guys, in the comment section if they don't. But I think they got a bye week. But you can go ahead and stashing. Stop it, Kenny. He don't suck. Caleb Williams don't suck, Kenny. Stop that, bro. Dolphins, you can start stashing Jalen Wright right now. This is the time to start stashing Jalen Wright. All right, let's the Patriots. Now we see it was just they was mad at Ramondre. Listen, guys, I apologize if I told you to start Antonio Gibson or sit Ramondre. I don't know. If the coach say he gonna sit him, I'm not playing that guy. I don't care if it's Tyreek Hill. If the Mike McDaniel comes out and says Tyreek made some mistakes and we're not gonna play him, he dropped too many passes, so we're going to Waddle. I can't play that type of fantasy player. But now we know Ramondre is the guy, no matter what. They just did that because Ramondre had fumbled and he wanted to keep the control on his team. Because if you start playing guys and you don't care if they fumbling or what the results is, if they having good games or bad games, then you'll lose your team. So that's why he had to sit Ramondre. He still ended up giving Ramondre the work because he was playing really good. And I thought that could be maybe next week that he could work his way out of his second string position. He did it this week. He's getting that starting role back this coming week. So we know, don't pay attention, start Ramondre, and it doesn't matter what game. That's what I came to after watching the Patriots. I'm always going to start Ramondre, and I will start Hunter Henry if I need to. That's the only guys. Other than that, I'm not starting anybody. Maybe that defense, but I'm not starting any of those offensive guys. Not right now. Drake May is also, he's going to be on this list. Stash Drake May. If you're in a super flex league, stash him. Even if you're in single quarterback league, stash him. He may come out there and start playing elite. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time, but I think he's going to be good eventually, but it's going to take him a little bit of time. All right. All right, Kenny, we can. Hit me up, Kenny, and we can chop it up, man. I'll come on your show, no doubt. You always show my show support. I don't mind doing a show with you. What's going on, Robbie? I see you, Kales. I see you, D Lion. I see you, Rico. All right. So let's try to go through some of these games. Colts and Jaguars, Brian Thomas Jr. I've been on him the whole season. I said he was the best wide receiver in this draft the way I like wide receivers, and you see what's happening. Nobody said that Brian Thomas Jr. outside of me was going to be a phenomenal wide receiver. I said phenomenal. Now, other people, his family and people from LSU might have said it, but I'm not saying he's better than Malik, but I just like him better than Malik. Like if I could wait later and get Brian Thomas at like the 15th pick of the draft instead of the 4th pick, and I could take somebody else or trade back, that's what I would do, and I would be okay with Brian Thomas. Now, Malik is nasty. Malik is special. But Brian Thomas is too. He's just not on Malik's level, right? So it's different levels to it. But I love Brian Thomas Jr. Start him every week. That was my secret weapon play of the year. I said Brian Thomas Jr. had a chance to be Rookie of the Year. He was going to break out. I told everybody that. Everybody knows that. But again, guys, I want to apologize about Deontay Johnson and Dontavius Wicks. Those was great guys to start. They just didn't hit. But I'm going to still be accountable. I don't care if it was the right play. Those are guys that, like, you know, I'm gonna go down with the ship with, and so I apologize to anybody that I told you to play him. But we had to play him. Dante was with, oh, he's nasty, and all these guys is hurt, and you still. That's why I told you, Christian Watson. Christian Watson ain't doing it. If Christian Watson was out there, he would have done better than Dontavius Wicks. I tell you that. So I want to apologize about those two guys, even though I still would tell you to make those plays. But now they in a different light to me. I'm not starting Dontavius Wicks unless I'm on a bye week, and that's the best player I got. Deontay Johnson, I'm not starting him unless they got a great matchup. Oh, I know. I'm getting to him, D-Lion. I ain't got to say nothing. What about the name that we won't talk about, D-Lion? What about that name that we won't talk about? The name that I won't say. But yeah, okay. So we talked about Jacksonville. Guys, Trevor Lawrence, if you got him, you just got to start him. You just got to start him. Ain't no science breakdown to him. Don't panic. If you got him, play him. If you don't, get off of him, find somebody else. It's that simple. This is the guys are going to play the way they're going to play. That doesn't even surprise me. I don't care nothing about how a lot of these players do. I'm being honest with you. It's just a couple guys that I'm really on. Maybe you're not on them like that, so I understand why you don't pay attention. But there's only a couple guys that I really care about each week about finish. The rest of the guys, it's like clockwork. I don't give a damn if they play good or bad. I go down with my ship. But anyway, let's see. I talked about the Jaguars. Tank Bigsby. Let's get the Tank. Tank, I told y'all about Tank having him as a handcuff. He was one of premium handcuff. Majority of the year, I talked about Tank Bigsby. I like ETN. ETN is a great pass catching back. That's what he is. I think he could get traded. Either way, he's going to have value because of what he does. He got a special position. Like a Jared McKinney. I can catch passes. He can run between the tackles. He can break long runs. But Tank Bigsby can take 25 carries a game. Travis Etienne can't. So stash, you better have Tank. If you out there on your waivers, I'm not telling you to spend everything you got, but if out of let me give you a percentage. I'm probably spending 25% or 30% of my waiver wire fab. If I got the number one waiver priority, would I get them? Maybe. It just depends on my team. If I went 0 RB, that's what I do. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. If I need to make a move, I just want to make sure I'm on point. Yeah, if I need to make a move and get them, and I went 0 RB, yes, I'm picking up Tank. But if I got a great team, I'm not spending my number one waiver priority on him. Travis Etienne is there. He ain't hurt yet. And also Trey Tucker. I want to talk about Trey Tucker. That's 3 guys that I was off on. The rest of the guys, I killed it this week. Joe Flacco. Ain't nobody said nothing about Joe Flacco. I'm still waiting on a friend of mine. You know who you are. I don't know if you on this live. You call me out on the live. And people want to say, TD, don't lose focus, TD. It's okay. It's just an opinion. And people get on here and they follow these. You said this, and some of y'all don't. What about Joe Flacco? Everybody said it was against me. If Joe Flacco would have came out and laid an egg, y'all, come on now. What about Joe Flacco? I was on, but yeah, Trey. Let's go finish with Trey Tucker, guys. I like Trey Tucker. Only guy that we gonna be able to depend on for the Las Vegas Raiders is probably gonna be Brock Bowers. Rest of the guys are gonna be volatile. They're gonna be volatile. No, we can't trust no quarterback. We can't trust Zamir Wright. We can't trust Jacoby Myers. So I think Trey Tucker is a nice stash. Keep him if you can. And just watch and see if he mature into that. But right now, we can't just say he's a star. I thought he was going to go into that. I thought he was going to have 3 big games, but he couldn't. So we got to back up from that. The Colts. I want to finish with the coach. Joe Flacco balled out. If he's playing, guys, you start him against all competition. Trey Sermon is just a spot star. Don't think he's nasty. He ain't. He just, if they got a good matchup, he can score. If they got a tough matchup, I wouldn't play him. Alec Pierce is going to be the guy that you can just get freaky with, pause, and play him in the flex and say, well, he only got 3 targets, but I'm going to go down with the ship. That dude is special with deep balls. And that's what he was in college with Desmond Ridder. He caught a lot of deep passes for Cincinnati, and that's what he's doing with Joe Flacco and AR. He's a great deep ball catcher. So you can play him any week, any spot start. Just know that he could give you a 0, but he could give you 20. And Josh Downs is a beast with Joe Flacco. He's a monster. Michael Pittman is going to be good with Joe Flacco. Everybody's going to be good with Joe Flacco, unless it's a running back and it's a tough matchup. Let's move on. We did that. Browns, Commanders. I'm trying to narrow this down. I don't want to spend all day on this. Browns and Commanders. Njoku, be patient. I told a lot of you to start Njoku. I still love Njoku. I'm still starting him. I started Likely. Why? Because it's likely. I started Likely in the league. I know it wasn't pretty the how he got to the touchdowns, but I still started him. So I think you got to go stash Nick Chubb. Amari Cooper still is a wide receiver 2 that you have to try to get in your lineup. He's a starter. They want to get him the ball. And it's stash Njoku. Deshaun Watson, you can't start him anymore. You got to wait 2 games, see him play good for 2 games. Commanders, Jaden Daniels, give a shout out to my homeboy D Lion. He been saying this since Jaden Daniels was coming out of the draft, coming out of LSU, that he is him and he's balling. This dude is really, really good. So you play Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson. That's another guy. I told y'all to play Brian Robinson. That's another one of my major hits. So I love Brian Robinson and Jaden Daniels. Ravens and Bengals. Lamar is him. One of my favorite quarterbacks. I got him in probably like 85% of my league. So I love Lamar Jackson. I'm starting Zay Flowers every week. A lot of you ask, well, what about Zay Flowers? You see how it shifts? He got 12 targets. I told you, don't worry. I know, listen, I don't want to be disingenuous and sitting here and throwing fire from the pulpit. That's not what I'm trying to do. But what I'm telling you, it's okay. Zay going to be he's going to get more targets than anybody on that offense. And likely going to be good too. And I'm fading Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews do not suck. Mark Andrews about to start getting more targets and having some good weeks. But I told you I didn't want to draft him at his ADP that he was being drafted at. I would rather take Likely and just start Likely every week. But y'all don't want to just start nobody. I ain't starting him. I'm not starting no Isaiah Likely. Why should I do that? Why would I start him? Y'all don't understand that because 2 bad games that mean that they gonna probably have a good game the next game. Same thing with Garrett Wilson. You played Garrett Wilson against Patrick Surtain, and I played him again this week and got those 30 points. Yeah, I'm trying to get y'all. Y'all are looking at the custard, and you're not looking at the ingredients. The custard don't look good. It looks like mush, but the ingredients in it is good, and it's a good pie. It's custard pie. So you got your studs. If you came to Fantasy Good Sports and you starting the guys that I told you in the offseason, you 3-1 or you 4-1. Lamar Jackson. I wanted to show you my teams. I'm gonna show you my teams. You might think, oh, he keeps saying that. Well, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see him. Out of 100% of my leagues, 70% of the leagues, I'm 3-1, 4-1. I got great records in them. So if you hit Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Zay Flowers, I didn't really talk a lot about Garrett, but Garrett's a good player. You had a lot of these guys. I got plenty of other guys that I talked about. You should be winning. It's hard for me to fix your team when you drafted these Baker Mayfield. Look, Baker Mayfield is good, but you telling me who should you start? Baker Mayfield, Jaden Daniels, and I told you to wait late and draft Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. If you got Baker, now you got to sit around and who you gonna start each week. It looks good now. Wait till you get in week 8 to 9 and you start Baker over Jaden or start Jaden over Baker. You're gonna sit around and doubt yourself every week. Get you a quarterback and start him, and let the other guy be like a tear down in case he get hurt. That's all you need to do with the quarterbacks. But I don't want to go on too much of a rant. Bengals. Joe Flacco. I mean, not Joe Flacco, but Joe Burrow looks good now. Now it's time to go get Joe Burrow and Jamar. That's what I said. I don't want Cincinnati because this is what they do. They start off this way and that way. So if you 1-4, your season could be over. You probably can't wait for Jamar and Joe Burrow to hit and you win the rest of your games so you can make the playoffs. Hopefully you can. But that's why I told you, listen, none of these CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, they don't suck. CMC, they don't suck. But I knew that it's stuff that comes with those players. When you get Joe Burrow, you got to handle injuries. You got to handle him starting slow. You get Jamar Chase, he in a contract negotiation, all of that. This is what comes with these players. That's why I'm telling you to get off of it. I know these guys are phenomenal, but I want guys in fantasy that got a role and it's easy, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill. These guys got easy roles. Even though Tyreek right now is going through it because of a quarterback situation, his role is still easy. It's still easy for me to start him. I don't got to make decisions that y'all got to make with Brandon Ayuk because I'm already starting Tyreek. If I got Brandon Ayuk, I'm starting him if I can. I understood this is week 4, so a lot of us had to sit him, and that's another. I told some of you, well, listen, let's sit and see what Brandon Ayuk does. He showed you. Now you got to put him back in there and you got to let him play. Even if he give you a bad game, he showed you the good game. Put him in there. Let him play. Because if you don't do it, you're gonna miss the boom games. Chase Brown. I love Chase Brown. Love Chase Brown. Let's see here. Yeah, go get Chase Brown, guys, if he's on your waivers. That's another guy that I was on. Not D-Line, but Romby was talking about him. They called him Walmart Eckler. Guys, this guy can play. Bills and Texans. I told everybody I'm fading Josh Allen. Listen, Josh Allen gonna come out. He's gonna be good. He's gonna have some good games. Josh Allen is Josh Allen, but I'm not taking him because I know he's gonna have some of these games. It's also about game script and how they're gonna win games. And Josh Allen, the way they win games, they gotta win games through James Cook. That's why I'm not touching no Josh Allen. That's why I said I want Lamar, C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud is struggling a little bit, but they're gonna get better. Nico Tank Dell gonna be okay for him. I believe, right? I could be wrong, but I believe I love C.J. Stroud. Still run him to this day. Tank Dell gonna be fine. If you got Tank Dell, you gotta start him. He gonna be fine. Let me see who else. James Cook is balling. Keon Coleman, pick him up off waivers. You can start Keon Coleman now. If you need a wide receiver, you can start Keon Coleman. It's gonna be a lot of bye weeks coming up, so Keon Coleman is gonna be a good start for you. James Cook, Dalton Kincaid, you got to put him in, and don't worry about Dalton Kincaid. He's a tight end. Who cares? Pause. Put him in and just let him play. That tight end is the easiest position in the world. Tight end guys, you can do anything in the world you want to. You can put Taysom Hill, and it's not going to kill you. I love the tight end position. Pause. Because I love just to put. I could put Likely in here, but even if he give me a 0, it's going to be okay. Yep. Let's see here. Raiders and Broncos. We talked about the Raiders and the Broncos. The Broncos, Bo Nix, he's getting better every week. I thought he would lead all rookies in passing yards. It looks like Caleb is going to pass him, but we don't know how good Bo Nix is going to be. But I like like in the Superflex League or Dynasty, I like Bo Nix. Javonte, you can start him now. I'm starting Javonte every single week. Courtland Sutton, I will start him against good matchups. I don't know what wide receiving threat that we want to start off the Broncos, but it certainly ain't none of those wide receivers that's consistent starts. But the running back and the quarterback, you can start on the offensive side. You can start Javonte and Bo Nix against good matchups. And Raiders, you can't start nobody but Brock Bowers, but I think I said that already. And we talked about the Bills and we talked about the Texans. Don't worry about the running back. If Joe Mixon is healthy, you can start him against good matchups. Cardinals and 49ers. I wasn't worried about the 49ers. This is a division game, so I know Kyler can play. Kyler is going to be him. He had a 50-yard touchdown. Kyler came back off a knee injury and had a 50-yard touchdown. I love what Kyler Murray is doing. I love his yak ability. Well, not yak ability, but his scrambling ability. 49ers, you got to start Debo, you got to start Ayuk, and you got to start Mason every single week. And Brock Purdy, you probably going to have to start him. Don't worry about the game. I think it was a great matchup to start Brock Purdy. So yes, I like Brock Purdy. He's gonna be solid for you. But I didn't draft Brock Purdy because of this. When Lamar is showing out, like he gonna ball. I don't like drafting. If I wait on the quarterback, that's fine. If I could wait late to get Purdy and fulfill my team, I'm okay with that. But that medium tier where you overdrafting guys, like I did a little bit with Matthew Stafford, he hasn't gave me a return on investment. I like to get the top quarterbacks, man, because those I feel like I can just put them in, and my team is competing with any team. But if I don't have a good quarterback, it seems like I get beat, even when I think I have the best team. So I've been telling y'all, try to get these elite quarterbacks that can scramble, right? You don't always have to have them quarterbacks, but a lot of times those are the guys. Even AR. I mean, he got his ceiling and floor is better than like Matthew Stafford, who's way better quarterback than him. But that running ability is crazy. Jaden Daniels. I love Kyler Murray. Marvin Harrison, I didn't draft him because of this. You don't have to wait. When that man get that third, fourth quadrant, Marvin Harrison is going to be a league winner. Go buy low on Marvin Harrison Jr. right now. If you got DK Metcalf, might probably give him up and go get, because I'm like DK gonna be volatile, but when he boom, he gonna boom. I would probably, if I had DK as my third wide receiver, I would go get Marvin Harrison Jr. He's gonna be balling in the third and fourth quadrant. Not now because he's a young rookie. He's a young rookie. That's why I didn't draft him. It's not that he sucks, it's just he's a young rookie. Let's go. Okay, we talked about the 49ers. Let's go to the Giants and Seahawks. Now listen, I was wrong about Daniel Jones last year. I'm saying his name. I was wrong about Daniel Jones last year. But what the hell I was saying, I'm not far. Oh, TD, you just totally off. I'm totally off now. He won without Malik Neighbors. Now I'm not sitting here and clap and Daniel Jones is the greatest quarterback, because he ain't. But I know he can play. I know he can play. He better than Baker Mayfield, and I stand on that. He better than Baker Mayfield. He's got the athletic ability. He just, man, last year, I don't know what happened. It happens, and I had to go down with that. And I apologize to people that I told you to draft Daniel Jones. But I drafted Daniel Jones in some leagues, and I'm playing him, and I'm gonna play him till the wheels fall off. Because I know what he can do. I had him in. Did I have him in because I knew, Daniel Jones is gonna go special today, and he's better than that? No, I just like, you know what? I trust the process. Rondell Robinson is there. I'm gonna start Daniel Jones. I know he can play. So, let's see. Tyrone Tracy, that was my guy. I said that was the best running back in the draft. I said it. Now, is he better than Braylon Allen? Probably not. But I love his pass catching ability. I believe that hold on guys, I forgot my trainer. I'm trying to read the chat and do commentary at the same time. But yeah, Tyrone Tracy is a great pass catcher and running back, and he's gonna get goal line touches too. Now Devin Singletary ain't going nowhere, but I think Tyrone Tracy is a stash for the rest of the season and play him on spot weeks when you need somebody. That's what he's going to be. Now, if Devin Singletary goes down, you got it. You got the sauce. Because Tyrone Tracy, you see how good he looked, right? Look, Eric Gray was going to be that guy. He took and beat Eric Gray out after he fumbled and had 140 yards rushing. Wow. I was calling him a Tracy Porter Jr., but I hit on Tyrone Tracy. Nobody was on Tyrone Tracy talking about he was going to be good and he's going to be this. He only played 1 year running back. Seahawks play Geno every week. He's gonna pass the ball a lot. He's gonna hyper target DK and these guys. I didn't draft Kenneth Walker for this reason, with knowing that every week they're not gonna use him like that. So just play Geno and start DK. And you can play Tyler or JSN depending on what's the situation, what's going on, what type of team. That's the only thing I can tell you. Other than that, start Geno, play DK, and I probably would play Kenneth Walker most of the time. This team is going to be fine. They ain't winning no Super Bowl, none of that, because I just don't see, they don't got the next level. They can go to the playoffs, but I don't think they had the next level type play calling and all of that. But Geno gonna always be putting the ball in the air 40 times. So I think Geno is a great fantasy football quarterback. Don't try to look and trade him or anything like that. Just play him. Now, if he gets hurt or something, that's different. Let's move on. We got 2 more games to go through, guys. Cowboys Steelers. I was a Cowboy fan. You start Dak and CeeDee Lamb every week. Rico Dowdle, I told y'all that Rico was coming through. That's the guy that I've been wanting. Stash him, stash him, stash him, stash him, stash him, stash him, and stash him again. That's what the game is. You know, hey, don't nobody, I'm a best stasher. I think I'm one of the best stashers in the world. That's all I do is stash. I don't drop nothing. I don't drop nothing. It takes a long time for me to drop. I got a guy right now, man. He play against me in fantasy all the time. A big supporter of the channel, and he plays in my leagues. He said, "Man, TD, have you checked your lineup?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you ain't changed this guy out. He gave you 5 points and 5 points and then 3 points." I said, "Bro, he gonna be all right. He's gonna be fine." All of a sudden, at the end of the year, he started hitting. He said, "That's how you play, okay?" I said, "Yeah, bro. I knew it was gonna change around. I'm not gonna miss his boom games and be volatile and take him out because I'm mad, right? I'm not doing it." So yeah, stash Rico Dowdle and play him against certain teams. I think you can play him anytime. Him scoring against the Steelers, you can play him. I think he's a RB2 or flex play every week for you. Steelers, you can't trust nobody on that offensive side. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust George Pickens. You can't trust. You can trust Pat Freiermuth, but you can't trust Jalen Warren, Justin Fields. I'm not trusting none of those guys. I know. I feel you, bro. D-Line says, "Next game, please." Yes, sir. Give me some respect today. Put some respect on them Cowboys. Yes, sir. You know it, and I'm producing receipts. I got a team full. I got full Joe Flacco. I told people back up AR with Joe Flacco. I talked about that all year. I said Joe Flacco was going to have a big game. That was my number one. Now, he wasn't quite number one, but he was up there, and he balled out. And I said Josh Downs was going to ball, and Michael Pittman was going to ball, along with other stuff. But I'm not going to go through that right now. But I am going to be doing some videos, and I'm going to be talking about pure receipts. Just pure things that I talked about when I'm right and when I'm wrong, because I'm not going to be, because I told people to play Deontay and Dontavius Wicks, and I had to, guys. There's no other play to play. You're going to sit Dontavius Wicks for Tyler Lockett when Dontavius Wicks got 2 wide receivers out, and he's supposed to be the next up-and-coming superhero? He wasn't. He can't handle the number one player like that now, a number one wide receiver. That's Christian Watson. I still love Christian Watson. I'm holding on to him. Go pick him up and stash him. Packers and Rams. Jordan Love, still him. I'm still buying low on Jordan Love. Go get Jordan Love. If you got Josh Allen, go get Jordan Love. Trade Josh Allen for Jordan Love. Go get Jordan Love. Trade Josh Allen for Jordan Love. Go get Jordan Love. Jordan Love. Go get Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs is just a running back that if you draft him, you got to play him every week. That's all you do. You don't sit there and try to play matchup dependent ball with him. Just play him every week. Jaden Reed is balling. He's healthy, and that's what makes him better than Watson, because he's more healthy than Watson. So he's better than Watson. So Jaden Reed is a start every single week. That Green Bay defense is pretty good. They still don't rush the passer the way I want them to, but they pretty good. Rams, Cooper Kupp is coming back. Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is the guy that I want. I would buy low on Puka Nacua. Go buy low on Puka Nacua. Kyron Williams is special. Kyron Williams, go buy. Listen, the only reason why I ain't told y'all to buy low on Kyron Williams or buy Kyron Williams, because I'm scared of an injury, because he's a smaller of a guy. You know, he's a small guy, pause. But I do like him. I do think he's a great talent. So if you want to, but I just think he can miss a couple games. All right, that's it, guys. So let's get through some of these. All right, and now I'm going to talk about some waiver wire guys real quick, and then I'm going to get to everybody's comments. I appreciate everybody being here. Yes, Xavier, Corum did get some touches. Agreed. Okay, so here's some of the guys. I got like 13, 14 guys. I'm gonna make my 5 to 10 guys that you should be looking to get off waivers tomorrow. So I just named some guys to mention in this video. But the first one is going to be Keon Coleman. I love Keon Coleman going forward. I think he's going to end up being the number 1 guy. They finally need that wide receiver. Sometimes people got to go through something before they need a number 1 wide receiver. They was trying to get cute. Now you got that ass whoop. You need to push the ball downfield to a wide receiver instead of that stuff behind the line of scrimmage to Khalil Shakir all the time. Khalil Shakir is fine, but you're going to have to find a wide receiver that you can throw jump balls to, and that's going to be Keon Coleman. Next is Drake May. Go stash him, especially if you're in Superflex. Drake May is getting ready to come in and take over this team going forward. And they probably seen something in practice that tells them that he's ready. So he can go out and get and target Polk and Tyquan Thornton and Baker, some of these other guys, and Antonio Gibson and Ramondre. I think he's going to be able to target these guys. So Drake May. Next is Jalen Wright. With Devon Achane going through, missing this week with this concussion, you got to go ahead and start getting ready for Jalen Wright. All these guys are going to get touches, but Devon Achane is going to be the one that's going to be catching a lot of passes. Don't be surprised if Devon Achane have 100 catches this year. But Jalen Wright's going to start getting carries, too. Chase Brown. Walmart Austin Eckler. Shout out to Harambe. I love Chase Brown. I'm going to get him. If he's out there on your waivers, I would spend 40 to 50% of my fab, knowing how this team is going to play. Cincinnati, they're always going to be trailing some type of what? Pushing the ball downfield. That fits a running back like Chase, not Zach. Zach also hit a high ankle sprain, so he might not be playing going forward. Also, Alec Pierce. Michael Pittman is the number one, got paid. Josh Downs is the underneath guy. He can get open in the phone booth. But Alec Pierce is one of the best deep threats in the NFL right now. He's killing it deep with AR and with Joe Flacco. So I love Alec Pierce. I think he's a great guy to pick up. And you're like, damn, who should I play? You could put Alec Pierce in, and then they scared. Is he going to give me 0 or is he going to give me 30-0? Right? He can go either way. This dude's catching crazy passes. Tank Bigsby. To me, I would spend 25 to 30% on Tank Bigsby. Waiver wire, I would go if I'm like 4 or 3, I would go get him. But if I'm 2 or 1, I'm not spending that on him. Lad McConkey. People might have dropped him because of the bye week and a lot of stuff. Don't go pick up Lad McConkey. Spend 30-40% if he's out there. Like, this guy's going to be special, especially if you need a wide receiver to start on a weekly basis. If you're just trying to build a great team, you don't got to spend a lot on them, but you want to play defense sometimes. You don't want guys to pick them up and get them easy. Bo Nix. A streaming quarterback in Superflex League. If you are in single quarterback league, you need a streamer, you can stream Bo Nix on certain matchups. Wan'Dale Robinson, gonna get 10 targets a game, even when Malik comes back, to help spread the cookies around. That way the defense can't come and just stop Malik Neighbors. Wan'Dale Robinson is about to be a 1,000-yard wide receiver. So be picking him up. He's gonna catch 8 passes a game, maybe 10 some games. Daniel Jones. If you need another spot start, he's going to be another guy out there that you can pick up and play. And we don't know how good he's going to be, right? Another one is Rico Dowdle. I actually would spend, if I need a running back bad to start for the rest of the year, I'll spend 50% for Rico Dowdle. If I got the number 1 waiver priority, I don't know if I'd do that, but I don't think it's crazy. What makes me nervous with Rico is, do they go and trade for another running back? They could go trade for another running back and then knock Rico down as a backup. So that's the only thing but I do think Rico could be top 12 going forward for the rest of the year because he's playing in a great offense who pushes the ball downfield. Last but not least is going to be Ty Chandler. Aaron Jones got a hip injury. He could be out for a couple of weeks. Ty Chandler, I don't know how great he's going to do, but he can still be good, you know? Because he's going to have a role, and we know he's explosive from last season. He had a lot of big runs last season. All right, so let's go through these questions. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you hit the like button. Andre says, Kareem Hunt finna feast tonight. Who knows? He could. He could, man. I'm playing him over Carson Steele this week. I'm not playing no Carson Steele no more. What up, Ed Tay? He says, what up, fam? T. Jones, what's up, brother? He says, I bench B. Rob Jr. for Hunt. We'll see in a few hours if I made the right decision. I appreciate you being honest, T. Jones, and I don't have nothing to say because, bruh, that's your team. Do what you need to do. Now, if you'd have came in here and said, man, B. Rob, why did he go off? I don't understand it. I would have chastised your ass. But by you saying that, it's nothing wrong with you. You don't got to play B. Rob because I said it. That don't mean Hunt could go off. But what I don't want you to play is regret football. Just because B. Rob, you said him, he got 2 touchdowns, now you mad. Don't be mad, right? You made a decision. And I don't give a damn if Hunt only give you 3 points. You won't hear me say shit. Unless you start saying, I should have played B-Rob. Then I'm gonna get on you. That's what I'm trying to teach y'all. Don't make the most important decision is before they play. It's not what the result says. The results don't make you be wrong or right. It's the reason why you wanted to play a guy. So I would ask you, just for transparency, why did you sit Big Rob? I don't care. I'm just want to ask you. That's the decision. So man, I think it's a good decision, man. Don't worry about it. We'll see though. Keep it moving for next week. T. Jones says, I need Hunt to get me 20. Okay. And that's possible. KL says, I'm 5-0 in one league and 4-1 in others. I drafted Nico and Rice on all of them and just lost them both. It's okay. Bro, you should have other good players, KL. You've been watching me for a while, so you should have some other good players on your team. If I don't care, man, I lost Waddle, Tyreek, and I'm still 3-1 in some of the leagues. And a couple of leagues, I'm going through it right now. Like a couple of leagues, like 2 or 3 leagues, I'm like got 1 or 2 wins and about to lose this week. So that's fine. I'm okay with it. It beats like that sometimes. George says, I need help. I've been offered Travis Etienne and Jonathan Brooks for Breach. No. That's you on the right move. Go get Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby. You don't want 2 different guys. You haven't created a umbrella to make sure you hit. If you had Travis Etienne and Tank, you know you're gonna hit. One of them guys gonna go out there and they're gonna ball. Jonathan Brooks, Chuba, I would say if you hit Jonathan Brooks and Chuba, I would think it'd be a great move. So I would say, man, try to get a better player. Get a better player than Travis Etienne and Jonathan Brooks at this point in time for Breach. KL says, how about Tank Bigsby? Yes. Love Tank Bigsby. Yes, sir. Kenny says, A-Chain killing me. Don't look at it that way, bruh. He just ain't, his quarterback is hurt. If he was out there trying and everything was good and he couldn't get off, then he'd be killing you. That's how I see it, right? I don't say guys are having bad, like if Joe Burrow was hurt and Jamar Chase gave me 4 points, I'm not mad at Jamar Chase. I don't think he's killing me. He don't have a quarterback. A-Chain don't have a quarterback to support him, to help him do what he needs to do, to get the long runs and all that. So you fine, Kenny. You're going to be okay. Just keep working the waiver wire and find you a stud and manage the storm. D-Lion says, congrats on Cowgirl win last night, I guess. I take it, brother. I take it how I get it. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. The Cowgirls won. Rico says, thinking about trading Higgins. There's nothing wrong with that. I would try to go get like a Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr. Xavier said, what's up, TD? How you feeling about Rico Dowdle the rest of the season? A start every week, RB2 or a flex play every single week for the Cowboys. Kenny says, anyone think Travis Kelce can earn 26 points tonight? Bruh, he could do anything, but that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But he has a chance because they don't got Rasheed Rice. So he has a chance. I don't really have anyone else, so I hope the New Orleans will be covering him. Okay. Oh, so man, you should feel good. Man, if he scored 26 points, bro, let that person have that win. That's something that you can't stop. So that's a lot of points. If it was 13, yeah, you'd be like, yeah, damn. But 26, bro, don't even worry about that. Now watch the game. You know, cheer for your team. But if he scored 26 points to beat you, shake somebody's hand. Sometimes you just got to do that. Kenny says Dallas can't run the ball. No, not against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they can still find ways. That's what good players do. Sometimes you can't run the ball. Like there's times where CMC was getting stuffed last year. They would start passing the ball to him. You good running backs, good players, they're gonna find a way to get open. They're gonna find a way to make plays. Kenny says, I also took CMC and Kyron. I'm still mad. Yeah, Kyron, you got CMC, you fine. TMC, I don't know if he's coming back, but if you drafted CMC, it's fine. Move on. Do what you got to do, man. If you want to wait for him and hopefully, you know, you're still in a good spot when he comes back, that's fine. Me, I didn't touch him for this reason. I knew this type of stuff can happen, and I didn't want to have a headache trying to trade and do all that. D-Line says, everybody went quarterbacks early. I got Darnold, Daniels, and picked up Caleb Williams when people started dropping him week 2. Yes, sir. He said they clowns. Right. Xavier says, Kenny don't know ball. Kale says, Daniel Jones is killing it fantasy-wise. Don't sleep on a perfect matchup for him. Facts, Kales. Facts. Kenny says, I would love that TD. I was talking to Xavier, though. Okay, people always get quiet when you ask them on your show. Right. Okay, I got you. Ethan says, do you think it's a good time to buy low on A-Chain? Yes. Good job, Ethan. See, you getting it now. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. Don't y'all, I'm going to ask y'all something. Go and look about people who are millionaires and billionaires. Go ask them why they are a millionaire or billionaire. You know what they did? They took other people. So you got used car salesmen. A person like, I don't want this car no more. You know what that used car salesman going to do? He going to buy that car and sell it to another person, and he going to make a living. And that's what I feel like life is. That's what the stock market is. That's what fantasy football is. Man, Malik Neighbors, he dropped all his passes week 1. I don't want him. Okay, what you want for him? I take Austin Eckler for him. Boom, I got him. Then he's A1. Then he's balling out. That's what happens in life. So, and if it don't happen, you already got other stuff to keep it going. You got other players that's going to keep your team good. So try to buy low on some of these high-end players that start off rough, like T. Higgins. I'm not big on T. Higgins, but he's still a buy low. He's still is a buy low opportunity because he's going to have some good games going forward, right? Kenny says, TD, would you do a pick'em show with us? Yes, I will. I'm glad you're saying that, man. Let me write that down. And I wanted to do that this year, guys, but I got so much going on. I do really well with pick'ems. But yes, I will be doing a pick'em show. Hustle Kings, he said, would you trade JSN for Rico? Yes, I would. Yeah, I like JSN, but to get an RB, now don't trade for Rico and you don't need to play him. If you make that move, you need to put Rico in as a flex play. Don't be putting him, do that and then like, TD, should I play Rico or Chase Brown? You shouldn't have made that move. Don't never trade for a person that you're going to have to make a decision if you want to start them on a weekly basis. Either you're going to stash them because you know they ain't hit their peak yet, or you're going to play them every single week. You got to be either or. It can't be the in-between where some weeks I'm going to be able to play him, but some weeks I ain't. He going to hold up your bench, and he's going to stop you from making moves. I only make trades for guys that I'm going to play 9 times out of 10. Or I might make a trade for a guy that I'm going to stash for a while because I think he's going to play good. Like AR, I traded for AR. I didn't start him. I would have if he would have been healthy, but I'm okay with stashing him. I traded for him for a reason. Yes, I will, Kenny. Yes, Kenny, I'm coming. Ethan says, I started Tyrone Tracy Jr. in so much of my leagues, he ran like he was that guy. I think he has top 10 fantasy potential. He has been my guy since the year started. Right. You know, you're talking to the choir, Ethan. You're talking to the choir. What's up, Big Will? Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. D-Lion says, Tracy, yes, sir. I've been on Tracy for a while. Raga says, was Breach and Kirk a good trade for A.J. Brown? Yes. You got rid of Breach, and you got A.J. Brown, who is a superior athlete, great wide receiver. Way to get off that Breach and Kirk where you got to, Breach is going down, and Kirk, is he going to be good? Is he going to get hyper-targeted? You got rid of that. Then you got A.J. Brown. You're going to start him every single week now. Good job, Raga. Robert Malley says, TD, great call on Kraft. Yes, it wasn't like, I don't think it was like a cutting edge, like I'm the only one that said it type take, but I just said play Kraft because he's been balling and it's Jordan Love. I know how he's going to target tight ends. Yeah, I knew Kraft was going to be solid. That's why I didn't know he was going to go for 2 touchdowns, but it's a tight end. Kenny says I drafted Tucker. Had to be patient. Right. Ethan says I just did a trade. Who do you think won? I got Tyreek, Zay, Ayuk, and Jerome Ford. I traded London, Moore, Addison, and Pacheco.
You won it.
I love Addison, but out of the rest of those guys, I'm not that big on. But I'm high on Tyreek, Zay, and Ayuk. These are top 12 wide receivers. Bruh, you go. I'm gonna say this, Ethan, and let me know. You gonna win a championship in that league.
Let me know, bro.
If I'm wrong, just tell me. Say, TD, I didn't win. I lost this round. I think you got a champ. If you got Tyreek, Zay, and Ayuk, and then Jerome Ford, sorry about that, guys. Jerome Ford is not gonna have the same role, but I love Tyreek, Zay, and Ayuk. Good job, bro. Great trade. I'm gonna get that an A. That's an A move. That's an A. Dollar Bill, y'all. What's up, bruh? D-Lion says, you talking about last name ever, first name greatest, a.k.a. Daniel Jones. Thank you for put some respect on that boy name. You talk about last name ever, first name greatest ever. Yes, Daniel Jones. Daniel M.F. Jones. Yes, sir. I told y'all he had it in him. Y'all actually, I still want to talk. Who said that? Okay. Who said that Daniel Jones, like that Baker Mayfield was better than Daniel Jones? I know you might want to say that now and said no. No. That dude had Wan'Dale Robinson was his best wide receiver, him and Darius Slayton, and he went out there and won. Come on now. Now, Seahawks is not the greatest defense ever, but that ain't no chopped liver defense. Uh
Okay.
D-Lion says, uh-oh, like the video. Kenny says, TD, TD did say don't fall in love with Musgrave. Well, listen, I actually like Musgrave. Last year, I thought Musgrave was going to be better than Tucker Kraft. I thought both of them would start together, and they still are starting together. But I am surprised that Tucker Kraft is doing this well. I thought Luke Musgrave was going to be the guy. So maybe I said that a couple weeks ago about don't fall in love with Musgrave, but I actually did like Musgrave last year better than Tucker Kraft, but it ain't like that now. I think Musgrave having that injury slowed him down. All right, guys, I got about 10 more minutes to get through some of these comments. I got to get out of here at 5:30. My son has a soccer game at 6. So I apologize. If you want to get your question answered, you can super chat. Let's get through some of these kind of fast. Flacco always legit early in the season. Not really. I wouldn't say early in the season because he came on late last season when he finally started for the Cleveland Browns. What up, bruh? What's up, user 279? He said, you missed on Kirk Cousins too, bruh. You've been wrong. No, I don't. I still don't want Kirk Cousins. Lamar Jackson was my guy. You trying to say that Kirk Cousins is better than Lamar Jackson? I disagree. I never told anybody. I said I didn't want Kirk Cousins coming off an injury. That's what, and I still don't want Kirk Cousins. Why? Because I got Lamar Jackson. That was my quarterback. But I get what you're saying. I never said that Kirk Cousins was a bad player. I just said, why would you draft a guy that got an injury when you can get Lamar Jackson, you can get C.J. Stroud? Now listen, if Kirk Cousins finished better than C.J. Stroud, then yes, you are right. But he's not finishing better than Lamar. And that's the guy that I was drafting. That's the quarterback that I wanted. But I did want to wait late. Going to your point, I wanted Matthew Stafford. And I think I would rather draft Matthew Stafford over Kirk Cousins. Right now, that looks like that wasn't a good move. But, hey, only time going to tell. Kirk Cousins got Drake London and Darnell Mooney. And Matthew Stafford don't have Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua. So, only time will tell. But, yes, I said do not draft Kirk Cousins. I don't think that's really hurting anybody. It shouldn't be. D-Line says Flacco was definitely in my super flex. Right. Kenny says Pierce or Downs. Downs probably better in PPR. Right. I would say Downs. Big Will. Harami says, TD, you think Worthy can turn up some PPR value going forward? Or is he still boom or bust? I think he's still boom or bust. I hate to say that. You would think he would be a little bit more consistent. I still think he's boom or bust. Jimmy says Brown line is killing the O offense. It could be. Kenny said, do you think Travis Kelce can score 25 points tonight? Kansas City with looks has a lot. I don't know. I don't think so, but he could. Let's see here. West Cam says, I'm so going to get me some custard right now. Right. Yes, sir, West Cam. Yeah, Kenny says, Zay Flowers rewarded me for my loyalty. I like that. That's how I see fantasy. I like that. Robert says, I don't know what to do with Najee, bruh. I think you got to hold on to him. Be patient. That's what you got. Don't drop him. Just hold on to him. It ain't got cold yet. This isn't about custard. Yeah, and he'll tape and learn the routes. Okay. D-Line says we 5-1 this week in leagues. Let's see. Dante Kelsey says, who do you value more, Brian Robinson or Jr. or ETN? Brian Robinson Jr. at this point in time. Rama says, whatever happens, 50s wins the bowl. That's what matters. Okay. Harami says, Mike, not daily. Okay. Appreciate you, Stacy. I see you. Paul Smith says, what are your thoughts on Marvin Harrison Jr.? Will Kyler Murray and him get on the page, or will they be game script? I think they're going to be good for the third and fourth quadrant. Got to be patient with them. Do not drop them. Buy low on Marvin Harrison Jr. He said, what's your favorite sandwich? I would say the Italian. So what am I doing with Bigsby and ETN? Stashing. Stacks, you can play Bigsby ETN sometimes, but you definitely have to play ETN if he's healthy. D-Line said he lowered his shoulder this week. I seen the fire in him. Yes. Kenny talking about receipts. Sorry if I'm skipping, guys. I gotta get ready to get out of here. Just want to get through some of the what you call it. Tron says, people told me to drop Mostert. Happy to hold on to him, and you got rewarded. Good job, bruh. Tyler says, the one thing that's nice about drafting Kirk Cousins is his ADP in round 9. The only way you getting LJ is in round 3 and 4. Right, and that's what I did. That's what I did. Because, guys, what y'all not about to do, and I know y'all ain't going to make me be wrong on no Kirk Cousins when I got Lamar Jackson in 90% of my leagues. I'm not going to be accountable for no Kirk Cousins when I got a better player. That's like saying, DD, Brian Robinson Jr., let's say I was on Brian Robinson. Let's say Brian Robinson was good, but I was like, but I took Saquon. But Brian Robinson, you said that he wasn't, I'm not drafting him at that ADP, but I was on Brian. So I just want to give you context. I got my quarterback. The quarterback that I wanted in most drafts, Lamar Jackson, is hitting. Yeah, he says, yo, Italian sandwiches are bussing. Yes. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here, guys. Y'all be safe. I will see y'all later. Tomorrow I will be dropping my waiver wire video. All right. See y'all later. Peace.